Good morning, everybody. My name is David Barnard. It is nice to see so many excited faces. I'm going to cover a few topics today regarding critical thinking. These topics include some roadblocks we may notice when trying to make a decision, when brainstorming, what causes those problems, how we can solve them, and how we might even be able to prevent them. The first topic I will discuss is status quo. Now, status quo bias is also known as a fear of change. For example, you go to a restaurant every so often, and no matter how frequently you go to the same restaurant, you order the same exact meal. There have been other items on the menu that pique your interest, but you always end up getting the exact same thing. This is mostly because you are afraid of being disappointed with what you would like to order, or the decision between the two is too difficult between what you would actually like to try. Having too many options can be overwhelming and pressure somebody into getting the usual thing, preventing the feeling of uncertainty. By ordering the usual, you are subjecting yourself to the status quo, and therefore rejecting innovation. I am discussing this topic because innovation is what runs today's society. What I am trying to say, go out there and try something new. Try something you never thought you would try before. Go to a Thai restaurant, try goat cheese, go skydiving, be innovative. Now that we understand what status quo is, who here has been subjected to it? I see a ton of hands, and that's really good. The majority of people, if not everybody, have in fact encountered the status quo bias at some point in their life. Why is it that you personally did not allow for innovation during this situation? Before I began my own journey for exploration, my biggest fear of change is, what if I don't like it? Nothing is free, so it makes it hard to choose a different meal if you know you might not like it. Don't be subjective to status quo. Go out there, find your adventure. It starts with you. Thank you. Now on to the next topic. Our next topic is groupthink. Groupthink is an issue in which there are multiple people in a discussion trying to evaluate a problem and come up with a final decision. The problem with groupthink is that members tend to just agree, or as I like to say, go with the flow. They don't bring up questions to challenge new ideas, and they don't evaluate their possible solutions in order to make a final optimal solution. This tends to be dangerous. This is because if everyone is just agreeing to get the decision done and over with, and just to create an answer, they can miss out on some major components and ultimately ruin the results. For example, of groupthink, we are going to have 5 students working in a group project. One of the students, Sam, is the team leader. Sam keeps bringing up great ideas to help the group come up and finalize their project. Their project is to help college leaders in order to develop some sort of new educational system. Sam wants to be brutally honest, hopefully have some changes at the school. And her group members want to just get the project done and out of the way. The partners continue to agree, and when Sam asks for their input, they just say it's great and go along with whatever she has to say. This could make or break a presentation because Sam has her heart in the project and the others do not. She wants to see changes for the school, and her 4 partners do not care for it as long as the project gets done. This makes it hard to believe it will be a successful and impacting presentation. If Sam's group was more helpful with asking questions regarding her ideas, they could help the presentation and it would benefit all of them. This is known as analyzing, because if questions are asked, a better optimal solution can be made. So in order to have a successful groupthink process, clear goals should be set in place and everyone should be involved in the conversation. Ask questions, bring up new ideas, and test them before you come up with a final decision. Finally, I would like to discuss the cognitive bias. This may include many specific biases. However, these are where one is pressured into quickly making a decision. This sounds like it can be a good thing, and it may be, but it can also be a bad thing. If someone were to be in a bad situation, they will be required to use a cognitive bias thinking method to provide a quick way out. Imagine you were walking down an alley, and a shadow figure is walking at a couple hundred feet behind you. They're slowly catching up. You don't have a lot of time to provide a quick, clear, drawn-out solution to this possible dangerous situation. So what do? If you said run, raise your hand. Okay, not bad. There was an online poll in which the majority of responders claimed that it would either run or turn down the next available street or alleyway. Situations like this could be a life or death situation, and it is important to provide a logical solution, but in the quickest manner possible. This is where cognitive bias either have a negative or positive consequence. In order to be prepared for a quick decision such as this, it is important to practice everyday critical thinking skills. When thinking of a situation like this, a great or even good critical thinker will be able to use common sense. If they do not feel that they are in danger in this alleyway, or if they are skilled in personal defense, perhaps they will continue on their walk in peace. If they do not have much protection, and they feel that they may be in danger, they should find a public place and turn up the next available exit. These choices can be made quickly just by knowing your personal weaknesses and even benefits. If you are not well equipped for defending yourself in a bad situation, you should not stay in that situation, and you should not turn down or confront the person just to cause a fight. Critical thinking involves a lot of common sense, observation, and the ability to analyze. So for this cognitive bias, it is important to act quickly but logically. You can do this just by knowing the difference between wrong and right. In conclusion, we have discussed status quo bias, groupthink, and cognitive bias, which are three key components in the critical thinking world. It is important to be aware of these in order to have a more positive outcome in a daily occurrence. So I want you to go out there, be innovative, ask questions, and be logical. Your own success is in your hands. Do something with it. Thank you all. You have been a great audience. Have a great day, and I'll be around for a few minutes if anybody has any questions.